Tuesday of this week was, of course, Donald Trump's 100th day in office. And after just 100 days, technically before we even hit the 100-day mark, a new survey came out showing that a majority, not a plurality, but a majority of people, more than 50% of likely U.S. voters, say that we want Donald Trump impeached a third time. We're 100 days into this, folks, and most of the country says, I want Trump impeached again. The numbers are 52% of likely voters across the ideological spectrum somewhat or strongly support impeaching Donald Trump. Now, that includes 84% of Democrats, 20% of his fellow Republicans, which is pretty damn high, and of course, 55% of independents. So yes, the high number of Democrats does skew that, but 20% of Republicans, 20% of the people who definitely voted for this guy 100 days in, and they're like, yeah, Democrats, please save us. Because that's always the rallying cry, right? Oh, we screwed up by picking the worst person ever. They're trashing the economy. They're ignoring court orders. They're breaking the law. Democrats, you gotta save us from ourselves. Here's the thing. 55% of independents, obviously that's horrible for the Republican Party. 20% of Republicans is somehow even worse for the Republican Party. But I will say, 100 days in, 20% of Republicans want him impeached. That's actually a positive. Okay, yeah, you guys, you're asking Democrats, of course, to bail you out again, as you always do. But at least you're already there. At least you understand, yeah, we made a mistake. Yes, this is bad. So I do applaud you, right? I know I'm kind of mocking you and saying that whatever, but at the same time, I am proud of you. It only took 100 days. Last time, it basically took 4 full years for everybody to be like, okay, yeah, I guess he's bad. Now we're 100 days in, and 20% of Republicans are like, get him out of office now. I love it. And here's a little interesting tidbit. Support for impeachment today is now on par with the levels seen during the 2 most recent impeachment proceedings, even before a full public case has been presented. So the public, the majority of them, they don't even know what they want him impeached for, but they want him impeached. And these are the same levels we saw during his first 2 impeachments. But again, hold your horses, everybody. We don't have the numbers. Obviously, Republicans control both the House and the Senate, so even in the House, the articles of impeachment that have been introduced this week are going to go nowhere. So, bit of a fruitless effort. It's kind of all for show. To be honest, I hate to, downplay it. I hate to be that guy, but it's for show. Majority of the public wants it, so you're giving the public what they want. You're just kind of not telling them that, yeah, there's no chance this is going to happen. Now, after the midterms, maybe. Obviously, I think the Democrats could retake the House and they could easily impeach him there, but impeaching him in the House, that's small potatoes. You got to have the numbers in the Senate. You have to be able to remove him from office. And of course, the high crime is the fact he is directly defying a court order. That is illegal. So you got the crime. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying impeachment is not warranted, because it is. You have the crime. You have the means to do it. You just don't have the numbers yet. But if you get the House in the midterms and then get a majority in the Senate, and assuming that 18 months from now the damage Trump has caused is only going to escalate and become worse, then you might be able to get enough Senate Republicans to say, you know what, let's get him out of here before it destroys our chances for 2028. So there is a path forward. We just can't get on that path unless we make the right decisions in next year's midterm election.